So today I thought I would do another color mixing video. I set this up, it took me about 5 minutes. I have a little tape dispenser, empty tape dispenser here, and I just used a Sharpie and I made these circles and I went ahead and labeled this. I'm gonna do a blue, a yellow, and a red. You can do any blue, any yellow, any red, and each one will make a whole different chart, because when you mix them, you can get greens, you can get pinks and oranges, and I'm going to do some neutrals. I'm also using white, black, and raw umber, because raw umber is a really good color to neutralize. Like if you mix a blue and a yellow and you get a real garish green, if you put a little raw umber in it, it'll tone it right down. So we're just going to do a little bit of mixing. Here's my palette set up. I've got the blue, yellow, red, white, black, and raw umber. These are the anything you've got like that. You could also use like raw sienna or burnt sienna for your neutralizer. But it's really fun to take, because I have a lot of different blues, a lot of different reds, and a lot of different yellows, and it's fun to just see what you get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just putting the pure color here. So this is my ultramarine, and this is acrylic. These are acrylics. So I'm just going to put the ultramarine, and then I'm going to take that ultramarine and I'm going to add just a little bit of white to it. See what I get here. Little bit of white here, and then I'm going to add a lot more white. So let me see, let's add some more white. It's just fun to mix. All right, let's do that with the yellow. So I'm going to put a pure yellow, add a little bit of white, and I'm not trying to like stay in the circles. Let's add a lot of white. Okay, so even more white. See what colors we get here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the red. I'm going to do the red, add white, and then add a lot of white. All right, so you can see already we're getting a whole range of colors here. Let's go ahead and do the black. Obviously, we know we're going to get gray, but there are different blacks. There's Mars black and ebony black, so you'll get different. If you pick a different black for this, you'll get different colors. Okay, so those 3 ranges of black, and then I'm going to do the raw umber that I've got. I'm using Basics raw umber. Put a little bit of white in that. Ooh, that's a pretty neutral color, isn't it? I love that. And we'll do a little bit more white. Ooh, I love that one too. Gorgeous. Just that raw umber, you can see the different colors you can get, and obviously white we don't have to do. So now I'm going to start mixing. See what these do if I mix them together. So I'm going to take a little bit of ultramarine, and I'm going to mix some of the Cad Yellow Medium with it. Let's see what we get. We get a green. That's pretty. So if we put a little bit of this raw umber in it, let's see what we get. Yeah, that's more of kind of a olivey green. Let's put a lot more yellow into that and see what we get. All right, that's pretty. Love that color. It's kind of a green gold. And what if we add white to that? Yep, that changes it. Pretty. All right, what if we go back to our this blue and yellow and put a lot more yellow in it. Just the blue with a lot more yellow. There's a whole different color. And what if we add a little red? Red is the complement, so if we added a tiny bit of red to that, that would neutralize it. I added a lot of red. Let's put some more green back into that. Yep, that's different. And let's add some white to that and see what we get. Yep, that's totally different too. So I could just keep going and just keep mixing, but you see all the greens you get from the blue and the yellow, a tiny bit of red, a tiny bit of raw umber. I didn't even add the black yet. I could do a whole lot more there, but I'm going to leave it there, and then I'm going to move over and start mixing the yellows and reds. So I'm going to take the red and quite a bit of yellow. Let's see what we get here. That's a pretty orange. I'm going to add a lot more yellow. All right, that's pretty. And then I'm going to add white to that. See what we get here. Ooh, I love that color. That's gorgeous. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of raw umber to that color. See what we get. Totally different again. That's beautiful. Let's add a tiny bit of black to that and see what we get. That's a neutral. That's interesting. Okay. I'm going to take a lot of yellow. I'm going to add a little bit of the red, and that's that. Let's add a tiny bit of blue to this. Okay, we're going back to the greens there, so I want to add let's see here. Let's add a lot more yellow and some of the red. Now we're back to more of that color. Let's put some white in this and see what we get. All right, that's different. Yeah, so you can just keep mixing. As long as your paint's wet, you can mix right into it. So let's see here. Let's do a lot of red, some white, and a tiny bit of yellow. Yeah, and then we can go to the, we can get into the pinks with the reds and whites and see that this pink is different from just adding the white, because it's got, I'm going to add a little bit more yellow. So it's more of a peachy pink. But yeah, you can just keep, again, just keep mixing, adding your raw umber neutral, your blacks and your whites, tiny bit of blue. We could have put a tiny bit of blue in this. Now let's do some neutrals. So to get a neutral, you just go right across the color wheel. So we've got blue, and across from the color wheel is yellow. So if we mix blue and yellow, we're going to get, well, I'll show you what we get. We get that, well, we know we get a green. So let's mix some white into this and get kind of a, look at that beautiful gray we get. So you can start mixing neutrals. We can do, so we've got our greens that we've mixed. Now I'm going to add a little bit of red to that. That will neutralize it, and then some white. Let me add a lot more. And you can start getting these kind of neutrals. Let's take the red, straight red, and add the raw umber to it, and then a lot of white, and see what we get here. And that's similar. Let's add some yellow into this. That changes it up. Yeah, so you can add different colors right here on your paper as you're doing this. Let's take some blue, add a little bit of black, and then a lot of the white, and make a bluish gray. Oh, that's pretty. And then we can even lighten it more. All right. So anyway, but you can see from just three colors, and then a white, a black, and a raw umber, you can, and I could have gotten a lot more colors just mixing bits of each one in different amounts. So I think this is a really fun exercise. The one, I was going through my color charts and I had seen this one. This one I used cyan blue, yellow oxide, and cad red medium. So I used the same red, but I used two different, I used a different yellow and a different blue, and you can see how different the colors are. And on this one, I actually went in and wrote down as I went what I used. So, you know, I have them like for cyan, I had a C. So you can see I could quickly write that down. But it's such a fun exercise to do. And like I said, just any blue, yellow, and red, white, black, and then a neutralizer. And you can get a ton of colors. It's fun to do. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.